What is up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I made $18,000, 18.5K in a single day from one client result. This is what this video is going to be about. It's how to leverage client results properly, understanding the psychology and the frameworks behind client results and why people take action. So strap yourself in, get your notebook, get your pen and paper out, and take notes for this video. You're going to want to if you're going to want to replicate results like this. If you have an offer, a coaching offer in the info space, any business that you're running through Instagram, listen up because I got something for you. So what I'm showing you is a repeatable framework for turning one client's results into a flood of qualified prospects who book themselves in. 4 steps, one self-reinforcing loop, okay guys? Because most coaches post content hoping something sticks. But this framework is engineered to attract only the people who are already qualified and ready to buy. So 1, mind the result. 2, forge the narrative. 3, activate the magnet. And 4, bridge the call. So to break down mind the result and the raw materials, gathering the raw materials for a good client testimonial, because every 18K day starts with one single result. Your first job isn't to be a marketer, it's to be a miner. You have to find the gold buried inside your client's transformation. This isn't just getting a testimonial that says, he's great. It's documenting the entire journey, okay guys? The before, the specific struggle, the turning point, and the exact tangible outcome. Because the question most coaches never ask is, what was your life like before we worked together? And what is it like now? The answer is your most powerful piece of content ever. So an example for fitness coaching here, your client Marcus lost 22 pounds in 10 weeks. But the real story is that he hadn't been able to play with his kids without getting winded. That detail is the fucking gold. It's not the number, it's not the 22 pounds, it's the life behind the number, okay? So step 2 is you forge it into a weapon. The raw gold is valuable, but you can't win a battle with it. You need to forge it into something sharp. This is the step that everyone fucking misses in the space for some reason. You don't just post the result. You need to build a narrative around it that speaks directly to the soul of your ICP. This reel about my client Luca, going from 1 to 15K a month, it got over 100K, it got over 1,000 likes, guys, and 233 shares. Not because of the fucking number, but because of the story resonated with every coach who felt stuck at that level. In the reel, he specifically said, before Gabe, I was broke. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I was doing. I was lost. He was expressing his pain. So when he was expressing his pain in that reel, what he was telling my ICP is that, hey, I came to this guy, I came to Gabe with my pain. I trusted him to solve this problem for me, and he fucking delivered. So guess what happened after? 18K day, but we're not there yet. Let's get to that. And the crazy part about this is that Luca is not actually my craziest client result. I have clients making 9K days. I have clients making 8K weeks. But this reel specifically, it got a lot of attention. I want you guys to think about that because it's not about the number itself. It's about the story behind the number, okay? So let's continue. You are not competing with other creators. You are competing with your prospect's own belief that their situation is different, that they're somehow fucking special, that they're the exception to the rule, that, oh, I can't do it because of this. But it never worked for me because of this. That's bullshit. The right story destroys that belief and replaces it with proof that change is possible. So when you forge the right narrative, it becomes a magnet, but a selective one. It repels the fucking tire kickers and pulls in only people that see their own future in your client's stories. And the Luca story wasn't for everyone. It was for ambitious coaches stuck at a certain level because the message was that specific. The result was a flood of 118 plus qualified followers in a single fucking day, guys. And they were already pre-sold before they ever reached my DMs. As you can see here, most of these followers are fucking coaches. You can tell they're in shape, they're IFBB pros, or they're freaking, yeah, they're jacked. The bridge, how do we actually get someone from a new follower to your book call? I have an example that I'm going to show you, but before we get into that, a follower is a lead, okay? A conversation is the beginning of a relationship. The entire point of the magnet is to get the right people to take one small step, because here, one small step, they get sucked into the fucking funnel, guys. They get sucked into the buyer's journey, okay? So, from following you to starting a conversation, your story gives them the perfect reason. They don't say, hey, they say, I saw what you did with Luca. Can you do that for me? So you've built a bridge from their feed directly to your fucking calendar. And the difference between a DM that converts and one that isn't is whether the prospect already trusts you before they send it. Your content does the selling, the call just fucking closes it. Hence the importance of a strong content ecosystem. I can go hours and hours and hours talking to you guys about the other pieces of content that you need, because right now we're breaking down credibility. There's authority, there's educational, and there's personal nurture. You need those three other pillars in your content strategy as well to build a proper content ecosystem, to build the trust needed. But this is what the video is about. I'm going to make other more specific videos about the other ones, but today's video is about credibility and how to leverage credibility. So if you're a coach watching this and you have a shit ton of client results, but you don't know how to package it in order to get ICP follows and deals from it, continue watching this video, please, and apply. So you can make money, and you can book a call with the link down below, and you can hire me as your mentor. A real conversation with an IFBB pro that reached out to me. She said, hey, I've been seeing your videos for a while. I was wondering if you were working with female clients to scale their businesses. I would be interested to know more if yes. Thank you. So she came to me. The content-driven inbound means that the trust barrier was already partially dissolved before the first message. She referenced watching my videos, so she's pre-sold on my authority. Okay? So step 2, I confirmed and complimented. So this released oxytocin in her brain, which allowed her to trust me just a little more. Okay? So before talking business, I acknowledged her pro card and physique. Genuinely, that's what I want. I want to be a pro one day. So this is a genuine fucking compliment, guys. And the genuine recognition of someone's real achievements creates that immediate emotional bond and lowers their guard right off the bat. All right? And this is important if you're selling high ticket. You need trust. You need someone's guard to be lowered. Number 3, qualified. I qualified her before I pitched. I asked her, like, I want to know before I can point you towards the right direction. And this reframed me as a doctor, not a salesperson. I was diagnosing, not pitching her. And this one move shifts the entire power dynamic, okay? Because she came in, she tried to qualify me if I was qualified to coach her. But now I'm qualifying her to see if I can actually help her. And before even booking a call with her, guys, before even getting her on a fucking call, I wanted to expose her to a value asset, a long-form value asset to increase my trust, her trust for me even more, and perceived authority and perceived value. So I deployed the fucking case study. I shared my client Jackson's story, a bodybuilder who was working 58 hours a week as a restaurant manager, and I took him from $700 a month to $14K a month. And she was still a full-time athlete. So the mirror is exactly her situation. It's like, okay, I got someone else who's busy. I got someone else who's bodybuilding full-time, and I scaled their business too. Watch this video. And she watched the video, she saw herself in the story, and then she told me her real problem afterwards. She's like, okay, system looks good, but I still have self-doubt because of XYZ. She talked about how she was jacked. So she was super jacked, like extra jacked. Like she's really fucking jacked, guys. And she doesn't really know who to target. She thinks it's going to repel people. So I reframed that limiting belief about her. But before reframing that limiting belief, I asked her to clarify because I wanted her to get specific so she would open up more. So she told her own transformation story. She lost 100 plus pounds. She worked with clients, but her fear of intimidating people, wanting to stay authentic, was a clash. It was clashing with each other inside her brain. And that's the moment the sale is made, because I gained her trust with what I said. I told her that this is a market differentiator. The fact that you're jacked, that you started from someone who was fat to completely jacked, it gives you a layer of authority. And the fact that you're jacked right now, your physique isn't intimidating. It only repels people that aren't buyers anyway. Because think about it. If your physique doesn't inspire people that you're working with, why do you want to work with them? You don't. You simply don't. Fuck those people. They're not your ICP. Moving on to the next point. Validating and pitching the call. Everything that she said, I validated. Everything she talked about, I said all of that adds fuel to our marketing assets, storytelling, and brand identity. Then, instead of back and forth, let me know if hopping on a call with this week would be helpful. Low pressure, high intent, guys. And she booked the call herself from my YouTube video link. She's like, okay, I saw a link to book a call on your video. Let me go book it. And she booked it. Boom. Fucking next day, 1 p.m. Call booked, closed. This is how it's done. It's that simple. It's that easy. I don't spend fucking hours in the DMs with my prospects trying to identify everything. I get to the point. I cut to the chase. I cut to the chase, guys. Because that's how it has to be. Okay? And I let my long form YouTube videos do the work for me. I let my content ecosystem do the work for me. I let my Instagram attract the ICP, and then I send them my long form assets to deepen the trust and perceived authority. Is it all starting to make sense now? Okay. So, step 5, the system. I want to show you the flywheel that fucking feeds itself. Because one client result told well attracts the next client. That client gets a result. You tell their story. Now each new success adds more energy to the fucking flywheel, and it spins faster with every rotation. So that 18.5K day wasn't a fluke. It was the flywheel at full speed, multiple people, all attracted by previous client stories, all deciding to commit on the same day. This is what a system fucking looks like. And this is why it's repeatable, guys. It's repeatable. So beyond the framework, I want to talk about now the psychology of attraction. Because the framework tells you what to do, but the philosophy tells you why it works. And most coaches, even with the same steps, will never produce the same result. The difference is invisible until now, because I'm going to show it to you. So, people don't buy results, they buy identity. And this principle is called identity resonance. Let me move myself so you can see. The ancient alchemists believed that before you could transmute lead into gold, you first had to understand the nature of the material. The same principle applies to content. Before you can transmute a viewer into a buyer, you must understand the nature of what they are actually seeking, guys. Because your ideal client is not looking for a program, they're looking for a version of themselves that they haven't become yet. And when they watch your content, the question firing in their subconscious is not, does this work? It is this person like me? Could I be like them? This is why the client result story is so powerful. Luca isn't a testimonial, he's a mirror. When my ICP watches that reel, they're not watching Luca, they're watching the version of themselves that has already crossed the threshold. And this is why it's so powerful, because you're speaking directly to the identity. People buy identity shifts, not transformations, not results, not number of weight loss, not more money made. They buy what they want their life to look like, and they project themselves within the testimonial. A fitness coaching example. Marcus's transformation doesn't sell weight loss, it sells the identity of the dad who shows up. Your prospect isn't buying a fucking meal plan, he's buying the right to call himself someone who took control. That's the identity. You sell that. So what they say they want is losing 20 pounds. What they actually want is to feel like the version of themselves who has already figured it out. So your content must show them that version embodied in your client's story and in your story as well. And what happens when you do is they don't need to be sold. They just need to be given permission to take action. The real competition is the human brain, not other creators, guys. And this principle is the salience filter, because the brain processes approximately 18 million bits of information per second. It consciously registers around 50. The rest is filtered out by a system that decides in milliseconds what is worth paying attention to. This is the salience network, the true gatekeeper between your content and your prospect's awareness. Your salience network has one primary criterion: relevance to survival and status. Content that signals threat, opportunity, or social proof bypasses the filter. Generic content does not. When I show a client going from 1K to 15K a month, I'm triggering a status threat signal. Someone like me is advancing. If I don't move, I will fall behind. That signal bypasses rational objection. So a fitness coaching example applied to that is 5 tips for fat loss. That gets scrolled in past 0.3 seconds. Be honest with me. Do you guys actually watch that fucking bullshit? You don't. Nobody does. Nobody gives a shit about that. Versus this 43-year-old dad dropped 22 pounds while working 60-hour weeks. Here's the exact protocol. That fucking stops the scroll for your ICP. And the key here, guys, is specificity is the signal. Vagueness is invisible. So generic content filtered out under 0.3 seconds, the brain marks it as already seen, no new information, no action required. Specific transformation story triggers the salience network. Status signal detected, the brain flags it. This is relevant, pay attention, a decision may be required. The alchemist's formula, okay? A specific person plus a specific struggle plus specific measurable outcome equals maximum salience. Every element must be concrete. Moving on. The third principle, the trust molecule. High-ticket buyers don't buy logic, they buy trust, okay? Every high-ticket prospect carries an invisible wall built from past disappointments, broken promises, and wasted fucking investments. But before they can buy, the wall must come down. Logic alone cannot do it. It can't. So when a person hears a story about someone like them overcoming a struggle they share, the brain releases oxytocin, the same chemical responsible for love, trust, bonding, and empathy. Stories are the only content format that reliably triggers this response. When your ICP watches your client's story, their brain is not evaluating your program. It is bonding with your client's experience. By the time the story ends, they feel like someone who already knows you. Fitness coaching example here is a prospect who has hired 2 coaches and failed before, has a thick fucking trust wall. When they watch Marcus talk about the exact frustrations they share, the failed diets, the busy schedule, the feeling of giving up, oxytocin fires. The wall cracks and the call is already half fucking closed. Hence the importance of sending long form assets like case studies absolutely before someone hops on a call with you. Me, it's a rule. If you want to hop on a call with me, you have to be exposed to long form assets. You have to. No choice. If you're not exposed to a long form asset, I don't know what the fuck you're doing in my calendar. It's a mistake. It's a goddamn mistake because now I have to work to gain your trust for some fucking reason, even though I know I bring my clients results. Doesn't make any fucking sense. And I don't have infinite time. I like making content with my free time. I like client fulfillment with my free fucking time. I like improving my program. I like doing other shit than gaining trust, than working for your trust. No, if you made it all the way past this video and you're to this point, it's because you fucking trust me to deliver this information to you. Because it's good information, it's made me money, it's made my clients money, so it can make you money too. So the problem is the trust barrier. The mechanism is oxytocin, and the application is your story or your client's story. Principle 4, the Stoic Creator, because you control the process and you surrender to the outcome. Okay? Because Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest emperors of all time from the movie Gladiator and from real life, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The Stoics called this the dichotomy of control, the discipline of investing energy only in what you can govern and releasing attachment to what you cannot. Most coaches are addicted to fucking metrics they cannot control. Views, reach, follower counts, cash collected, algorithm changes. They optimize for vanity and wondering why their revenue is inconsistent. The Stoic Creator does the opposite. The Stoic Creator controls the quality of the story, the precision of the message, and the consistency of the system. They release attachment to how many people see it, because when the story is right, the right people always find it. So you cannot control whether your Marcus reel gets 200 views or 200,000 views. You control whether the story is specific enough, emotional enough, targeted enough to convert whoever does see it. One right viewer is worth 10,000 wrong ones. So the 5th principle here is the complete transmutation. The framework is the map and the philosophy is the compass. The alchemist's great work was never just about turning lead into gold. It was about the transformation of the alchemists themselves. The discipline, the precision, the deep understanding of nature that made the transmutation possible. When you combine the framework with the philosophy, something shifts. You stop trying to go viral and start building something that compounds. Every client result becomes fuel. Every story becomes fucking leverage. The bottom line is the result is not the content. The story is the content. Stop posting generic content hoping it fucking converts, guys. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of this, seeing you fucking bozos on my feed, not knowing what you're doing. Please apply what's in this goddamn video and start printing so you can work with me faster. Start mining your client results, forging them into targeted narratives, and letting the flywheel do the work. One story told right can make you 18.5K in a day. Just like I did. If I can do it, you can do it too. Who the fuck am I? I'm nobody special. I'm just the guy named Gabe. I'm good at telling my story. I'm good at telling my clients' stories. I'm good at fulfilling for my clients. I'm good at bringing them results. That's all. If this video resonated with you, drop a like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Gabe Vincent, and if you want me to audit your business for free via a clarity call, book a call down below with the first link in the description, the lead connector link. Just click that, book a call with me, and I'll give you a rundown of what I see in your business, the current bottlenecks that I identify, and what I would do next in order to start seeing more results. That makes sense? Go do it.